Ask any kid what they want to eat. Chances are they'll say nuggets. That might make you cringe, but Coach D says it doesn't have to. Diane Damron is back in the kitchen with us today, always with good ideas. This is a good one, actually two good ones here in one for the kids.
That's right. We've got several great ideas today, so we're going to try and get through them real quick because we got a lot of things to get through.
Go ahead and start us.
First thing that we're going to do is you want to prepare your baking sheet, because we're going to make chicken nuggets and fish sticks, but we're not frying them, we're going to bake them. And you want to line a baking sheet with foil and then put a cooling rack on top of it. That's going to get the air to them and keep them crispy so that they don't get soggy. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our breading station. We've got some egg substitute. I like eggs, I eat them all the time, but for something like this we can save fat and calories by just using the egg substitute. And you're going to cut, I've got a mix of both fish and chicken. We use wild caught cod, or you can just cut up chicken. You probably want to separate them when you're doing these at home just for baking reasons, but what we're going to do is I'm going to put these in the egg substitute, and what you've got is the dry, you've got the breading. And what we've got for the breading is these are some homemade breadcrumbs, and this is another great tip. Yeah. So let's say you've made hot dogs, or you've made hamburgers, or even the ends of the bread that nobody eats. Save them, and once they get a little stale, save them, and what you're going to do is put them in a food processor, pulse them, and they come out like this, and you've got free, basically, breadcrumbs, and they're whole grains, and I keep bags of these in the freezer, so they're perfect.
And they'll keep in the freezer for how long?
A year or so. And then so you'll just pour some of these in there, and what we're doing, you're going to add a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese for a little flavor difference. If you want to change it up a little bit, you could also
the whole thing in this?
The whole thing.
All right.
Yep. And you could also do ground up almonds or ground up coconut, just for a little flavor difference.
Yeah. Fantastic.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to coat this fish, and I like to use these little tongs, a little safer, so you don't have raw chicken. And I'm just going to put those in there. And you're just going to coat them. You've got some tongs too, and you're just going to coat them. And
you told me a moment ago what you use, but why is it that you use that particular fish?
I like the wild caught cod because it gets firm, it stays firm like a fish stick, and it's also not farm raised. And, some fish is farm raised, so it's a nice fish to use. And then you could also do chicken. And all you're going to do, you want to make sure that this is well sprayed, and you're going to put those. You can just stick that right on there, and then you're going to bake them for about 6 to 8 minutes per side, and then you'll flip them and bake them for another 6 to 8 minutes, and they'll be nice and toasty.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do, we're going to have a couple of dips. I'm going to show you a couple of dips to have.
And one dip I never would have thought about. So tell me about using the pizza sauce.
Pizza sauce has much lower sugar and is a little bit thicker than spaghetti sauce. So you'll get about probably 2 grams of sugar versus anywhere from 10 to 15 in a marinara or spaghetti sauce.
And all you did with this one, you just poured that in the cup, and there's your dip.
Yeah, exactly. And it's got nice tomatoes and nice heart healthy things.
Okay.
Next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a homemade tartar sauce. Homemade tartar sauce usually has lots of sour cream or mayonnaise. This is Greek yogurt, and I've got some chopped up pickles, and what we're going to do for the pickles is you want to make sure you get the sugar-free pickles. Pickles can be loaded with sugar. So we've got some sugar-free pickle juice as well. We're going to add that in there.
That for a little tartness?
Yeah. Yep. A little and then if you want to, you can add some capers. Some kids like capers. And then I add a little bit of spicy brown mustard. And you can add, if you've got Dijon, you could add any of that. And that's just a simple tartar sauce. Yep.
Awesome.
And you can use that as a dip. And we've also made just some serving suggestions. I've got, these are little mini po' boys that I have, which is basically, it's just a whole grain hot dog bun.
Okay.
And I just sprinkle some of that homemade tartar sauce.
Got that. And then you use the pizza sauce on the pasta.
That's right. And then just a little bit of the same Parmesan cheese that we use, just sprinkle some of that on there, and you've got chicken parm.
Awesome. As always, great ideas. Thank you for being with us today. This is recipe number 5496. We will link you to CoachDConsulting.com for more of Diane's healthy ideas.